If I were you, I would think very seriously about what living in the past is worth.
What drew me to the project was Mr. Kyle. I just really appreciate where he's coming from. You know, I mean, his intentions are so noble.
It's very personal. He's really dedicated to getting this message across.
I think he and I have a similar vision in making it as real as possible and feel as grounded as possible. You know, they've written a story that's a bit like a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down.
It catches imagination.
I'm glad that he asked me to be part of it.
My name is Kyle Hausman-Stokes. I'm the director, co-writer, and one of the producers of My Dead Friend Zoe. The film is based on my true story. I was in the military for 5 years in the Army. I was deployed to Iraq.
I was drawn to this project by Kyle. I could hear and feel how genuine he was and that he really was seeking to do something good.
It's so deeply connected to who he is. It's inspired by his friends and his story, and he has so much attached to it.
I enlisted in the Army in August of 2001, so a month before 9/11. I was a paratrooper in the infantry, and we would do these crazy training missions, jumping out of airplanes, driving tanks, and I would make these action music videos of our training in the United States in Louisiana. A stop loss had happened to the entire military, meaning they involuntarily extended everyone's contract. So it was a very scary, emotional time. We were all getting ready to go to Iraq, and I get a call to go into my colonel's office. I didn't know he even knew who I was, and he said, "Sergeant, I've seen your films. They're good. They're important, and I think that you were meant for something different than going to war with us in this moment. So listen up. I've made arrangements for you and only you to get out of this stop loss, which is something that never happens, and you are going to find the best film school in the world. You are going to hone your craft there, and you are going to tell the soldier's story. That's the way that you're going to make it up to us by not deploying with us in this moment." It's just a hell of a charge from him, and so I've been on that mission ever since. And I eventually made my way to the film school at USC. You know, I make my way to my junior year, which is when film school is supposed to start. But that same week, literally the same week, I get a letter from Army's Human Resource Command that's now recalling me to come back into the military, which they can do for up to 8 years. And it was just so surreal. So I had to drop out of USC, put my seat on hold, came back into the military, cut my hair, packed up all my stuff. And the next thing I knew, I was back in the Army, and that's when I deployed to Iraq. It was some of the worst times of my life, also some of the best times of my life. I made some of the best friends I've ever had, and that's really what this film is about. One of my battle buddies in particular, our friendship, and the way that I learned to deal with losing him. Legion M, one of the production companies behind My Dead Friend Zoe, was such a privilege to work with, and they're also just so unique. They are the world's first fan-owned company. A significant portion of this film's budget was raised by everyday individuals.
It's so cool to have people who are real fans of movies and film like I am have a real stake in what gets made and the things that they want to see.
We have partnered with 3 of the most prominent nonprofits in the country. The Bob Woodruff Foundation, the Mission Continues, and Everytown for Gun Safety Support Fund. They have been a part of this film from the very beginning. We hope that people will find this film to be funny and entertaining and sad and emotional, but when they're done watching the film, they will be able to literally channel their emotions into action.
Kyle has really, really high hopes for this film in terms of hoping maybe he'd save a few lives.
I don't ever have hope for movies. It's like a work of art. However, this subject matter is so important that we have to hope.
Everybody is here for a reason. Everybody is here for the greater reason. We all felt that this story was important to tell.
The fact that I'm here now, having made this film, literally telling the soldier and the veteran story, it feels good. The happy ending to that story is I was able to reconnect with that colonel after almost 2 decades and tell him that I've made this feature film and it's going to be in theaters and it's got this amazing cast and mission accomplished. I think my ultimate hope is that someone out there that I'll never meet, that I'll never know is watching the film, might be in a bad place or maybe in a low place and not wanting to talk about it. I hope that that person will see this film and think to themselves, yeah, I think I'm ready to talk about it.